Welcome to the Moon Manifesting Podcast with Kyra Howearth. Hi, I'm Kyra, business astrologer, moon manifesting mama, author, teacher, and mentor. I teach you how to harness the energy of the moon, stars, and cosmos so you can manifest your dreams and discover a deeper purpose to your life. Hey there, welcome back to the Moon Manifesting Podcast. It's Kyra here today. Hope that you're all going really, really well. So I had the absolute pleasure of being away on retreat recently and being able to talk to people in real life who have actually been listening to the Moon Manifesting Podcast. So hi, hello. So nice to meet some of my listeners in real life. Just so amazing. But the interesting feedback that I got from my podcast is that a lot of people say that my voice is very soothing and relaxing. So thank you. I hope that you enjoy this relaxing episode of the Moon Manifesting Podcast today. I hope I don't send you all to sleep. But no, seriously, I have loved being able to meet with amazing women who have been listening to my podcast and to connect with them in real life. So if you're listening and I was able to see you on my recent trip to South Australia, hi! I had the most amazing time at the Spiritual Homemakers retreat in South Australia, and I have come back just, my heart is full. I'm still like so high vibe and buzzing. Like I have been home for a week and I still feel amazing. It was so transformative. Definitely keep your eyes out for the next one. I heard on the grapevine that the next Spiritual Homemakers retreat will be held in May 2023. So if that is something that has been calling to you, perhaps the stars didn't align for you this time, be sure to go check that out. What I'm talking about here today is actually, I'm talking about yoga. I'm going to be talking about yoga, chakra healing. I'm also going to be weaving in, a bit of essential oils as well, because if you have been to one of my yoga classes, you'll know that I get out my essential oils and we use them in the class as well. If that is something that does interest you, make sure that you check out Flow with the Moon in the show notes below. Flow with the Moon is my monthly yoga membership. When you join Flow with the Moon, you get access to my library of existing yoga flows and guided meditations, which are all aligned with the moon. Plus, you also get access to my live weekly classes where, we show up on the mat at the same time and I guide you through a live class. And they are so much fun. I have really been enjoying teaching yoga classes again. I had a bit of a break. I guess I was just busy with other stuff in my life. I'm just so glad to be back on the mat and teaching yoga. So be sure to check that out. You can join my yoga membership, which is the absolute best value. It's only $44 a month and you're getting access to live classes, as well as, flows that you can do in your own time. But you can also just come along for a live class, and just pay for a one-off session if you just want to try it out. So all the links are in the show notes. Go check that out and I would love to see you on the mat. So today, we're talking all about yoga and how to heal your chakras with a bit of yoga, with a bit of essential oils, with all this good stuff. As I mentioned, if you come along to one of my yoga classes, this is exactly what I'm doing in my yoga class. So what I do when I'm teaching a yoga class, I will look at, what phase the moon is in and what zodiac sign the moon is in. And from that information, I will create a flow which may focus on a particular chakra or maybe a particular body part or whatever, but it's all to do with that lunar energy. So each of the 12 zodiac signs is associated with a different chakra, as well as different body parts. But in today's episode, I'm just going to be talking about the chakras because I find chakras so fascinating. So for those of you who don't know what chakras are, or maybe you're just not sure, you kind of know, but chances are if you're here, you know about chakras, right? But anyway, chakras are a spinning, glowing disc of light. They are our energy centers. And so we have 7 main chakras. They go up and down our spine, starting with the root chakra, which is at the very base of your spine, like your tailbone area. Up around your belly button, we have the sacral chakra. Moving on up to underneath your rib cage is your solar plexus chakra. In the center of your chest is your heart chakra. The throat is, of course, the throat chakra. In the center of your forehead there is the third eye chakra. And at the top of your head is the crown chakra. So when I was doing my yoga teacher training a few years ago, I was like, I knew about the chakras. I was like, oh yeah, this is, I know about the chakras. But what I learned in my yoga teacher training completely blew my mind. I thought I knew about the chakras. Now I know a lot more about the chakras. One of the things that was just incredibly eye-opening for me when I was learning about the chakras more in depth is how the chakras are related to our emotions and our physical body. And so when we're healing our chakras, we're healing those emotions that are associated with it. We're also working on healing the body parts that are associated with that. So like an example here is, what's a good example? I guess the solar plexus chakra. Let's talk about that. Anger. When people are angry, it's often because the solar plexus chakra is blocked, or there's something going on there. The solar plexus chakra. And the solar plexus chakra is also associated with our digestion, with our digestive system, with our liver, with how we're detoxifying our bodies. And so all of these things are linked. Coming from like a background as a medical herbalist where, I have a strong understanding of anatomy and physiology, I know that when people's livers are a bit blocked, you've been drinking too much alcohol and, filling your liver with crap that it's got to process, when that gets quite blocked and sluggish, what tends to happen? You get quite angry. The emotion that is probably most prevalent in your life is anger. And so it was just really mind-opening to add that extra layer on through my yoga teacher training about the energetics of it as well, the chakras and how that's related to it as well, like how everything is so connected. So yeah, mind-blowing stuff. So this is why I love working with the chakras, because it can allow for healing in so many different areas of your body, and it's all related. So let's dive in to exactly how to heal yourself, how to heal your chakras in your yoga practice. So let's start off with the root chakra, which I mentioned is right at the bottom of your tailbone, right at the base of your spine. The root chakra is associated with the color red, and it is associated with the zodiac signs Capricorn and Aquarius. So when the moon is in Capricorn or Aquarius, then this could be a good time to work on the root chakra. Now, I'm going to say, use your intuition, of course. Like, you don't have to follow the rules. You can absolutely work on whichever chakra you feel like, it doesn't matter where the moon is. But this is just something that I use as a guide, and I find that, over the course of the moon cycle, it allows me to balance my chakras. I'm, not neglecting a particular chakra. I'm, working on all these different chakras, right? Okay, so the root chakra, when we're talking about healing that through our yoga practice, through our asanas, then some poses that I like to use here are seated pose. So, you're sitting cross-legged on the floor or one heel in front of the other, and allowing your spine to be quite straight, and, your tailbone is, on the ground. You're quite grounded in a seated pose there. So yeah, doing like a lot of floor asanas where you are seated can be really helpful for activating and healing the root chakra. Another pose is the squat pose where you're like squatting. That can also be very activating for the root chakra. So I said I'd talk a bit about essential oils because I love to weave these in to my yoga practice. A quick note about how to use essential oils in your yoga practice. My recommendations are to pop a few drops in your diffuser, or you could, maybe dilute some in a bit of a carrier oil. I prefer coconut oil, like just, 1 drop of your essential oil in like a little teaspoon of coconut oil. And you might like to rub that onto your hands or rub it through your hair or whatever. Or yeah, pop a few drops in a diffuser. Did I say that already? You can use your essential oils as you wish. I just like to add them into my flow to enhance the vibes. And if I'm working on a particular chakra, then I'll use essential oils that are going to, complement that healing. So for the root chakra, the essential oils that I would choose are often quite resiny. They're the earthier sort of essential oils. So vetiver is one that is very earthy, very groundy. Vetiver is actually made from the roots of a vetiver grass. So it's very earthy, very rooty. Resinous oils as well, such as myrrh, can be helpful, and sandalwood as well, like very woody. These are all oils that you could use for some root chakra support. So moving on up now to the sacral chakra, which is again located around your belly button area. The sacral chakra is associated with the color orange and is associated with things like creativity, sensuality, sexuality. And so when we're working with the sacral chakra, we're opening up that energy. So some asanas that I like to use with the sacral chakra are butterfly or bridge poses. Of course, tying this back into the zodiac energy, the sacral chakra is associated with Sagittarius and Pisces. How the chakras are associated with the zodiac signs comes back to their traditional planetary rulers. So if I go back to the root chakra, Capricorn and Aquarius are traditionally ruled by Saturn. And so they've got the root chakra there. Sagittarius and Pisces are both traditionally ruled by Jupiter. And so we've got, that's why those two are paired together there with the sacral chakra. So going back to the sacral chakra, we've got butterfly pose, bridge pose, some of my favorite poses there for opening up the sacral chakra area. And the essential oils that I would choose are like citrus oils such as orange or tangerine. Jasmine is also a helpful essential oil to use. Jasmine essential oil is, especially if you're getting 100% pure, it can be quite expensive. You will find that some brands do sell jasmine oil quite cheap. I would be extremely dubious about cheap essential oils because it's not going to be 100% pure. To make essential oil from jasmine, you need a lot of flowers. So it's, obviously, price per drop is quite expensive. Something to be mindful there with jasmine essential oil. Or you can, of course, buy blends. I personally prefer Young Living essential oils, and they have a number of incredible blends that, they do add in some of those expensive oils, such as rose or jasmine, as well as some of the oils that, are a bit cheaper to produce, such as orange. And you just get these divine smelling blends where you can, have some of that rose, some of that jasmine for a cheaper price. Anyways, getting sidetracked here. Let's keep moving on to the chakras. The solar plexus chakra is next, which is again, just underneath your rib cage there in the center of your abdomen. The solar plexus chakra is associated with Aries and Scorpio. The solar plexus chakra is your home of your courage, your self-esteem as well, and it's like your inner power. It's like your your power zone. And so poses, asanas that work on the solar plexus chakra will often be like core strengthening poses, as well as like twists that allow you to twist through the abdomen area. When we're twisting, we're flushing out energy, as well as like, the digestive tract. So that can be really helpful there for like twisting out through the solar plexus chakra energy area to, release any energy that might be stuck there, might be feeling a bit stagnant. So the solar plexus chakra, twists can be really good for opening up and, clearing out blockages. Another pose that I like to use for the solar plexus chakra is boat, very core strengthening. So it can really help to, strengthen your inner power, boost your self-esteem, boost your confidence. Essential oils that I like to use with the solar plexus chakra, we're looking at, kind of yellowish. So lemon is something that I will often turn to for the solar plexus. Lemongrass can also be a helpful one for the solar plexus too. And maybe chamomile. I'm going to say chamomile as well. I didn't have that one written down in my notes that I have in front of me. But chamomile is one I have chamomile is one that I have historically used for the solar plexus for healing. It can be a really nice one, especially for the digestive energy there as well. So moving on up to the next chakra, our heart chakra. The heart chakra is associated with the color green, and the zodiac signs that are associated with the heart chakra are Taurus and Libra. And I totally forgot, I spaced again. Going back to the solar plexus chakra, which is ruled by Scorpio and Aries. Scorpio and Aries are traditionally ruled by Mars. So we've got that Mars energy there. With a bit of astrology tied in. And then, of course, Taurus and Libra are ruled by Venus. So it's kind of no surprise that the Venus-ruled zodiac signs also rule the heart, because Venus is all to do with the heart, right? Okay, so yoga asanas for the heart. My absolute favorite is Anahatasana. Anahata is the heart chakra in Sanskrit, and so Anahatasana is obviously, heart chakra pose. It can also be known as the melting heart pose. It's just beautiful, the melting heart pose. Really heart opening, and it's one that I love going into because it's so opening for the heart area, as well as like the shoulders and this whole like upper body area. Really a really beautiful pose. So we've got the melting heart pose, as well as cat-cow. Moving through cat-cow can really help to open the heart chakra area as well. So some essential oils to use for the heart chakra. Rose, which I mentioned before, it's so powerful. It is, really concentrated from thousands of roses. But because of that, it can be quite expensive. So again, just being mindful, if you're picking up some cheaper rose essential oil from somewhere, it's probably not 100% pure. And you want to be mindful about, what you're coming into contact with. Who knows what people are putting in essential oils, or, those cheaper oils, which are not even essential oils. Do not buy essential oils from like Kmart or anywhere, please. So another essential oil, which is a bit more accessible, is geranium or rose geranium. I love using rose geranium for forgiveness work, for really opening up the heart chakra and clearing any blockages that might be held on there from like emotional blockages. Geranium works really effectively. So moving on up now to the throat chakra, healing the throat chakra. The throat chakra is associated with the color blue, and it is associated with Gemini and Virgo, which are our Mercury-ruled zodiac signs. Mercury, of course, being the planet of communication, it's kind of no surprise that it's all happening here at the throat chakra, which of course, the throat chakra is all to do with our communication, as well as like our confidence to speak our truth. So when it's, when we're talking about healing the throat chakra, doing poses such as fish pose, and also another one that I love to do is a shoulder stand. These can also, work on the throat chakra. Camel is also another one where, it's a back bend, and it can really help to open up the throat area, as well as the heart, as well as like all of the chakras. Camel is a lot of fun. So some essential oils for your throat chakra, if you choose to use some. We're talking about like a lot of like our culinary herbs can work really well with the throat chakra. So peppermint, sage, and rosemary are all very clearing for this area. And then we've got the third eye chakra, located up there at the center of your forehead. And the third eye chakra is associated with the color purple or violet, depending on, how you were taught. There's differing schools of thought there. And the third eye chakra is ruled by Cancer and Leo. Cancer and Leo, astrologically, if we're going back to the astrological association, Cancer is ruled by the moon and Leo is ruled by the sun. They're both kind of the odd ones out when it comes to those zodiac and planetary associations. But yeah, there you go. When we're opening up the third eye with our yoga asanas, coming into inversions or headstands can really be helpful there, as well as like forward folds. Like a standing forward fold, Uttanasana, can be really helpful because you're sending, the blood to your head. That blood flow can help, clear out things and clear that energy center. So talking about essential oils for the third eye, my favorite is lavender. Lavender is so good for so many things, but lavender really helps clearing out the third eye, opening it up. And frankincense is another essential oil that has a really beautiful affinity with the third eye. Frankincense is a very spiritual sort of essential oil. It's a really nice one to diffuse while you're meditating. And of course, when you're meditating, you're opening your third eye. Those lavender and frankincense are definitely probably my top two picks for opening the third eye. And then, of course, we've got the crown chakra. But yeah, when we're talking about like the zodiac signs, there's no real zodiac signs because I've just gone through all 12 of them that are traditionally aligned with the crown chakra. So yeah, for today's episode, I'm just going to kind of leave the crown chakra off, or I'll just quickly talk about it anyways. So when I'm talking about the crown chakra, the one zodiac sign that comes to mind is Leo. I often think of Leo with the crown chakra because I think about, Leo, lion, the big buffy hair, and the crown of our head. So if you do really want to kind of, work on the crown chakra during a particular zodiac sign, Leo would be my pick. Headstands again could be really helpful, like where you're actually balancing on the crown of your head. Do not worry, I do not really go into headstands in many of my yoga classes. So if you're like, oh, freaky, don't worry, don't stress. Still come along to my yoga classes because they're fun. But yeah, Leo with the crown chakra and essential oils that you could use there. Really pure light type essential oils. So frankincense, again, it can work really well. Chamomile, I've already said chamomile for the solar plexus, but chamomile is very helpful for the crown chakra as well. And is there another one that I want to say off the top of my head? Not really, because I didn't write it down off the top of my head. So yeah, but I think I've given you plenty of information there for all of those 7 chakras that you could absolutely play with. And if that's something that interests you, do feel free to come along to one of my Moonflow yoga classes, or even join Flow with the Moon, my monthly yoga membership, because we're going to be taking all of this, what I've just taught you, and putting that into practice. What I really love about Moon Flow Yoga is that it allows you to embody the lunar energy. It allows you to embody the energy of the lunar cycle, of the phases, as well as whatever zodiac sign the moon happens to be in. It allows you to really bring that energy and embody it through your asanas, through using essential oils, through the chakras that you're working on, through all of that goodness. I would love to see you on the mat for a healing yoga flow where we'll, maybe be focusing on one of those chakras. Be sure to bring along some essential oils, because I'm going to be prompting you to get out some essential oils during our flow too. So thank you so much for tuning in to this episode today. Don't forget, click the show notes for all the extra information, to check out the Moon Flow yoga classes, to join Flow of the Moon, and you'll also find all of the notes from this episode. So if you were like, oh, what did she say about the root chakra? Just jump into the show notes. It's all written out there for you. Alrighties, I will catch you all on the next episode of the Moon Manifesting podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in today, and I'll see you next time. Stay magical, stay manifesting, and stay tuned. I'll speak with you soon. Thank you for listening to the Moon Manifesting podcast. If you're wanting more moon magic, check out my book, Moon Manifesting. Download your free Moon Manifesting calendar or connect with me on social media. You can do all of that at kyrahowearth.com.au. Stay magical, stay manifesting, and stay tuned. I'll speak with you in the next episode.